Hey folks, Mike here from Tea Outdoors. Join me in this beautiful part of the world, and I'm going to try and spend 24 hours looking to build a shelter from scratch and survive off British MRE rations. It's going to be a fun one. I hope you guys enjoy it. This is the contents of menu 3. Last time I think it was menu 2. I'll link to that video in the description, as I said earlier. So this is a totally different menu, but what we've got is some similarities. So on the drinks wise, we've got the hot chocolate, grapefruit flavoured drink, lemon flavoured drink. Here you've got the fortified energy drink powder, and this one is apple flavour. Last time I had lime, so that'll be interesting. Then we've got a cola flavoured drink, and we've got the good old cinnamon cake. The driest cake around. Brown biscuits, 84 grams. And then we've got like an apricot fruit packet, sesame seed bar. That's the sort of snacks. And then we've got main meals, beef burrito style filling with rice. And then this one is steak, vegetables and dumplings. Good old, that's a very British one, that. And then we've got raspberry toasted muesli with milk. That's going to be breakfast. Chili peanuts, we had those before. I think they were Mexican chili peanuts before. Then we've got the usual spork. This is new as well, chewing gum. And then medically wise, we've got the alcohol-free antibacterial wipes, 4 of them, 6 water purification tablets. You've got your 5 emergency storm matches. This is the chili sauce, chili topper. 4 sugars, 4 creamers, 2 teas, 2 coffees. That's it. I've done about a mile already. Yeah, I've done a mile already. So it's 10:30 for the moment in the morning. So I've arrived here much earlier than I did previously. So in the hope that I'll use a lot more of these rations. So there's quite a few biscuits here. There's 6 biscuits. And they look, again, very dry. Probably should have had these with a tea. They are dry. This one's an apple. But I'm not going to have the whole batch. Last time I did the whole lot. And yeah, I was buzzing from it. So I'm not going to do the whole lot this time. Do about half the pack and save half. And be sensible. Actually ration. And I've got more water with me on this trip. I'll show you my gear later. Right, apple fortified energy drink. Cheers, chaps. It's quite nice. It's not. It's refreshing, but it's not as refreshing as the lime one. But it is nice. It kind of tastes like, well, it tastes like apple sours. Maybe some of you guys have had that. Maybe it's because of the sharpness of the powder. It's got like that apple sours taste to it, without the alcohol part. There we go. It looks like there's 3, but they're not oh, they do break off. Oh man, that is not nice. It's like glue. Basically, a load of sesame seeds just glued together. Oh, must finish it. So I've stopped up now for some lunch, and it's about 11:20. I've been walking for about just over an hour, or near enough an hour. Done 2 miles so far, but obviously I've stopped to film and things like that. And I've come to a totally different woodland to what I've been walking on. I just did a little detour, and look how much silver birch is in this woodland. It's absolutely packed with silver birch, which is one of the reasons I stopped. Just because it's obviously great fire lighting material and nice and quick to get fire going. But this is unbelievable. But loads of sticks are just tinder dry, so this is going to be a really great place to get a quick fire going to cook up some rations. Awesome, awesome find. So, got the old firebox with me. Obviously the quickest way to boil up the rations, the MREs, would be a gas stove, but didn't bring my gas stove on this trip, so I've set up the folding firebox, which just flat packs, and I've put in the cup section here, which helps to obviously stop your cup from falling off and wobbling, but also controls all the flame and makes it go through the middle more. Then I've just got these metal bars which go across and obviously stop the cup falling all the way through, just a bit of extra support. So now when I get my cup here, it just sits on top like that, and it's not going to fall off and wobble. And all that flame, that's the feeding hole there in the fire. Once I've fed it up with enough flame, I can close that up, and then all the flame is going to be directed right up towards the top of the stainless steel cup, which should help to get it sorted, get it nice and boiled nice and quickly. So here are the kind of storm matches that come with the rations, the British rations, and it's got the strike paper there and 5 matches here. Nice pink, nice and easy and bright to see. So I've just got some birch bark here, loads of little bits of birch bark. Yeah, interesting, eh? Doesn't want to burn. Right, I snapped the match, but I've just managed to put it out. Okay, that was interesting. That was actually quite hard to get going. There we go. That one's easier. Get this birch bark in. Get some twigs in. Once these little twigs get going, it should be good. That first one just snapped on me. I wonder if the coating wasn't right on it or something. So there is actually an ashtray on the bottom of this you might see me put on. See how clean that flame is burning compared to if I had an open fire here. I'd have a lot more smoke, but because everything's contained within this firebox, it just burns a lot more efficiently. It's got the ventilation holes already. A much stealthier option than having an open campfire, but a less stealthier option than having a gas burner. So, some great advice from someone in the previous military ration overnighter is, when I put this in the campfire last time, I folded it vertically and went in like that. And then what happened was, because it was an open campfire, the flame started licking up against the side of the ration packet and just melted part of the packet. It didn't affect the food in any way, but it did affect the packet itself, you know. So he said, fold it this way, like this, and then when you put it in, look at that, way less chance for the flame to actually touch the packet. Now obviously with a fire like this, it doesn't matter too much because the flame is trapped. It can only come out these holes, it can't come out the top. So I'd be safe doing it vertically anyway. But great tip, whoever that was, I appreciate that. Okay, there's a clear shot, you can see the base of the pot. The cup, sorry, it's just sitting on those metal bars, just there. And that's ideal. I can now feed sticks in nice and easily, just through the side here. Obviously snap them to length, but they can feed in really well, and I can just keep that flame going all the time. And it's just totally smokeless at the moment. Obviously I'm using good firewood, dry wood, but very much the stealthier option. In we go with the burrito. 10 minutes apparently for that one. Take it out and then use the water. One of the old instant coffees. Reuse that water. The other cup I have, which I put the energy drink in. And that way I don't get soot and hot lips from that cup. This just folds into nothing, it weighs nothing, this little plastic one. Absolutely ideal. If you can see, there's a little notch just here where you can peel the packet. And the problem is, with most ration packets like this, is if I get my spoon, the provided spoon, it's kind of the depth of the packet's almost deeper. So every time you scoop in, and you probably saw it in my last video, you get food all over your hands. Now personally it doesn't bother me, because it just doesn't bother me, but little hack is if you make a little incision, if you peel it just a little bit like that, and then cut down right along here, just along the edge there. Obviously you need a sharp knife, like that. The spoon can reach all the way in, and I've got plenty of room clear up here for the fingers not to get gunky. MRE hack. It's been around ages, that hack, so I didn't invent it, but this is, let's take a look. This is the burrito. Oh, this actually looks really nice, you know. Moment of truth. Menu 3. That is nice. And that has a nice, that spiced mince is quite spicy. Yeah, that's pretty good actually. A solid 7, potentially an 8. See the clearance I can get? It's nice. British MREs, you are impressing me so far. Round 2 of the cinnamon cake. Round 1 last week, or last video, sorry. It was dry. It was a really dry cake. Lovely, like nice taste, but just too dry. I couldn't eat the whole cake. There's the cake. A block of gold. It looks pretty moist on the outside. It looks nice, but trust me, it's so dry. So, from feedback from you folks who do this a lot, you said dip it in your hot drink, tea or coffee. Well, this is coffee, so it's now coffee cinnamon cake. But it's going to soak up some moisture, I'm hoping. That is much better, I have to admit, texture-wise. You still have to hold it there, just to get any moisture, to a bit of osmosis and get some moisture in it. I still don't think I can do the whole bar without having to have a drink of water or something. My plan is to try and, I'm going to build a shelter here in this woodlands. There's loads of resources, look how much deadfall there is. Sticks and dead standing trees to just be able to use to build a shelter. I can see green in the background from moss, so it just kind of makes sense to me to build a shelter right near where I was having lunch, to be honest. I've never been in this woodland before, but I'm going to scout around for some good sites, see if I can find somewhere. This tree looks interesting. Already fallen down. Definitely some animals that are burrowing down there at the moment. Nice rabbit droppings, and there's some claw marks there. So potentially animals still living here, some mammal. I don't think it's fox, it's certainly too small, and that is not fox poo. That, however, is. So, interesting. It's not been used in a while now with all those leaves there, but that's interesting. I've had to think about the shelter, and because there is so many resources around me, I'm actually going to kind of build it from scratch rather than use, say, a fallen over tree or something like that. I'm going to take this opportunity to build a total kind of freestanding shelter from scratch and not use any kind of leaning trees or tie up to any trees, just build it straight up from the ground. So I've got myself 2 forked sticks and they're going to lock into each other like so. Bear with me, like that. And then I've got a nice long ridge pole here. That's just going to lean, a bit of an overhang. And I can adjust the height of this, it's just going to lean like that. Okay, I can push down, no problem. It's a bit of flex in the ridge pole, but that's fine. It's not totally dead, so it's not totally rotten, sorry. But you can see the idea of the structure. And if I want to make this is kind of adjustable at this stage. If I want to make this A-frame a lot lower, I just change the angle like that, pull the legs out, and then I've got a much flatter, lower shelter. And it's still, you can push on that top. Once these legs dig in, like that, I can push on this top and it's not going to slide anywhere. So this is a nice low profile one, or I can make it a lot taller like that by raising it up. So I just switched out the ridge pole for something a little bit more stable. But you can see there's lots of bounce in it, and it's the same with the other one, there's lots of bounce. The reason being is because it's getting thinner down at the end, it's allowing a lot more flex. So I don't need all that length, I'm not 15 feet long, I'm only small. So if I'm laying down in the shelter, I only need my head in about there. So I can take off, probably right back here. That now, if you see, look, way less flex, way less bounce, much more solid, and that's what I need. So obviously it's now lowered the angle of the shelter, but as long as my feet don't sort of touch the end when I'm lying down, then you can see I'm under the shelter and they're clear. So that's all I need. Sticks either side, job done. Let's get building. Just use this while I can and just cut these all to length. One of the things you can do is, naturally this ridge pole, although it's secure leaning on top of the fork section, it can still move to the side if you knock it. So what you can do is make up one of these, which is just a stick with a forked branch coming off. I've spiked one end, beveled the other end, and I'm going to pin that down into the base of the ridge pole here, just to stop any kind of lateral movement. Okay, now that's not going to move any lateral movement whatsoever. It's going to stay nice and solid. So if my feet kick this sideways in the night, it's not going to make this ridge pole go out of place and then loosen all the top sections. I'm measuring up these poles like this. Obviously I can go and find sticks to length, but it just takes a bit more time. I just make a little mark, rather than saw through the whole stick, which takes obviously quite a lot of energy. I just go about halfway through, 3 hits, then reverse the cut so it's facing down, bang it on the ground, half the energy, twice the speed. Just worth noting when you want to save time. Make the mark, so there, then like five cuts, like that, turn it over, off it goes, it cracks at the same length, and then that stick is the perfect length. It doesn't look pretty, I get that. It's sturdy enough, certainly for 24 hours, but you'd last multiple days in this, that's for sure. This is all obviously totally not waterproof at all. It now needs a top layer, but I'm going to be real with you guys, that took exactly an hour, and that's with a bit of filming as well in between. And that was no breaks. Quite a bit of sawing, but also breaking the sticks as well. So, you know, it's not bad for an hour's work. And sunset is not for another 3 hours. Judging by what's around me, I'm just going to use moss. It's just everywhere, and it looks like a nice soft sphagnum moss. So I can just peel it up, place it on top of the shelter. With moss, you've got to remember it doesn't waterproof a shelter totally. What it does is it makes it water resistant, and it just takes so long. Even when it's heavy rain, it takes quite a while before the moss becomes so saturated that it starts to drip. So it just absorbs, it's acting as a sponge essentially when it rains. It just absorbs all that moisture, and then eventually, when it can't retain any more moisture, it will start to drip. Obviously, the more debris that you put on top of your shelter, the less chance you're going to get wet in a rainstorm. It's pretty stealthy. Certainly from this side, this angle, from a distance you would not know that that shelter is there. It's awesome. It's like a sniper in a ghillie suit. It's not the easiest to get in and out. However, I can get right back in, and I've still got another maybe 4 inches coming out above my head. So I'm pretty pleased with that. Yeah, pretty pleased with that. I don't think I've ever seen such a dense forest of birch, silver birch. That is pretty dense. What is that? You see that? It's a bit too white. Check it out. What is that? Okay, it's like the Blair Witch in here. It's so dense. Whoa, okay. That's weird. Okay. You don't see that every day in the woods where there's not been like much human activity. And it's on a stick. Onwards we go. There's me joking about Blair Witch. Could be real, folks. Just thick, dense forest. Totally unmanaged. Oh look, there's something here. Humans have been here before. What is that? Can't really tell. Can't really tell what that is, but it's crumpled up. Part of a car, maybe? Very weird. No! Is that another skull? Nope, not having that. Nope, nope, nope. What is going on? What is this place? It's just on a stick down there. So that's the second skull that I found on a stick. It's starting to creep me out. I haven't come into the woods with skulls. You find them all the time in the woodlands, but you don't find them hanging on sticks. So yeah, this is weird. I tell you what though, good antlers for fire steel handles and things like that. I think I might take these skulls back. Let's see if I make it through the night. Really strange woodland. Quite eerie. There's so much resources, it's just awesome. What? That's the third skull. that's not on a stick, but the third skull. Not sure what to make of this now. 3 skulls, 2 on sticks. Not sure if I've chosen the right place to camp. That is really weird. I was joking about the Blair Witch earlier on. It's beautiful woodland though, the sound and the noise. So I'm just going to have one of these flavoured drink powders. This one is the... oh, the sun's come out, it's quite nice. This one is a grapefruit flavoured one. Yeah, it's good. I'm yet to find a bad tasting drink powder. I've only had a few, but they're all really good. That took just over about 5 minutes over 2 hours. 2 hours, 5 minutes. Most of that was collecting resources, not the actual building part. And that's what goes with shelters, is the actual resource collection and prep is the bit that takes the long time. As I said earlier, I was in a woodland where there's so many resources that I wanted to build just a freestanding shelter like this rather than tying up to any fixed growing trees. Another MRE hack, which I didn't do earlier actually, is if you fill the water up and then you go to test this by putting it in and it overflows, you just wasted a bit of water. So roll the MRE up, the ration, put it in, then fill it with water. Now I know that's the exact amount of water I need once it's boiling to heat it, as well as have a decent cup of hot chocolate afterwards. We're going for steak, vegetables and dumplings. Take this off, that's ready. But I'm going to try and keep the fire going by getting ash onto this fire lay over here. Hopefully I can keep it going. I'll try and salvage that. Yep, we're good. And here we go, steak, veg and dumplings. Is it going to shove it? That looks like a dumpling to me. Well, the veg is good, very good. Canada geese. I'm not gonna lie, I expected this to be pretty naff, because steak in a bag and dumplings I expected to be pretty bland, to be honest. But the sauce, the gravy, is unbelievable. And actually these dumplings are really nice. That's one of the best ones I've had, I'd say. This is a 9 out of 10, folks. Definitely 9 out of 10. The steak, vegetables and dumplings, highly rate it. Has to finish it off with the hot water powder. It's going to be a thick one because there's not loads of water in there. Hot chocolate powder, sorry. That is going to be a thick hot chocolate. So I'm about to have some of the chewing gum and just reading the back as you do. And at the end, it's the same with most mints really. An excessive consumption may produce laxative effects. Okay, so apparently MREs and rations bung you up for a few days, which I did experience slightly in the last episode. Not in the episode, but a few days afterwards. So this is obviously the solution to sorting that treatment out. Oh well, at least there's lots of moss around. My battery is low, it's about to die, so I'm hoping it lasts. I'm going to save hopefully a bit till it's really dark, but the sun's set now. So bivy bag, air mattress, sleeping pad and sleeping bag, all inside the bivy bag, which is waterproof. I know it's pretty dark, but I'll get the light on soon. Well, unfortunately, the main camera battery ran out. I only have another battery left for the main camera. I don't want to drain it because I forgot to charge it. I'm using my phone now, so apologies for the audio. I don't want to be using this battery on my phone because that's my safety device to stay in touch with my family. So I don't like draining it too much. It's not getting down to freezing temperatures tonight. It's getting down to, I think, 4 degrees Celsius. So with a bivvy bag, sleeping bag, and a thermarest, I'm going to be fine. But I'm really enjoying these 24-hour sessions with the military rations. I hope you guys are too, and I appreciate all of you who are watching and throwing in those suggestions in the comment section. Yeah, if you've got any other ideas, obviously let me know. But I'm just enjoying it and having fun, and it's great to bring you guys along on the adventure. So it's not late. It is the sun's set and everything, but it's just I want to be able to relax. I've done obviously the 2 mile hike today, and building a shelter, filming the building of the shelter, and just filming everything. Obviously it takes its toll. You can't relax as much as you would do on a normal trip if you weren't filming it. So I'm just going to take this time to actually relax and have a nice evening and wind down, and then yeah, catch up with you guys in the morning, I guess. Anyway, take care, and I'll catch up with you guys in the morning. So it's the next day. Didn't sleep too bad. Woke up probably 2 or 3 times, I'd say. Fire's going. I went to use some of the matches from yesterday, but they just break on the strike. You have to sort of, it's either the paper or the match, and I'm not too sure yet what it is, but you have to strip this kind of material, the outer material of the match off before it even gets going, and often it will snap, or often I'll snap it deliberately and then strike it, and it seems to work on the kind of half match, but that's not ideal. It wouldn't be ideal in a survival situation. So yeah, they're not amazing matches. Smoke. I'm just going to run you through what food I've got left, just so you can get an idea of what I've used for 24 hours. So what we've got, a few chili peanuts left, not loads, down to about there, 20 odd grams or so. The tissues obviously I didn't touch. I'm going to have this morning, the apricot kind of fruit tube. 2 teas, I'm going to have one of the teas this morning. The chili sauce. This I'm going to have this morning as well, the raspberry toasted muesli with milk. 100 grams of that, I'm going to have that as breakfast. 3 sugars, 4 creamers. I'm going to have the creamer with the tea in a minute. Sorry, another sugar there. Obviously the water purification tablets, which I didn't need because I have enough, but next trip I might look at using some of these. The anti-bac wipes I've not needed to use, and then drinks wise, the cola flavoured drink is still left, and the lemon flavoured drink is still left. I might have one of those this morning just to try them. The chewing gum, I did have one last night, that was quite nice actually. And obviously, of course, there's still half a cinnamon cake, which I'm going to have this morning. So I've done pretty well, but there's still rations left, which is good. That's about 100 ml. Could go like glue. Better than I thought it would be. But I'm going to put in this Andros kind of yogurt fruit. Reminds me of the Frubes. Do you guys remember Frubes? Are they still going? I remember having those as a kid. That's really nice. It's like golden, it's like honey. Well, it's apricot, that's why. Bit more orangey. Oh. See, now that's nice. Let's go with this English breakfast one. Bit of white sugar. Yeah, oh yeah, of course. The cinnamon cake. The dreaded cinnamon cake. The dry cake. Let's dip it in tea and see what that's like. Yeah, yesterday it was dipped in coffee. Okay, that's better. I'm going to try and find rations from other countries. Can you guys let me know in the comments what country's rations shall I try? Surely there's so many out there. You know, almost every country that has, I guess, any form of military presence must have either their own rations or rations from other countries that they use. So I know there's guys out there that absolutely love their MREs. So can you let me know different MREs, preferably military ones, but just MREs that you think are worth trying for these overnight trips. Maybe maybe a month's time or something, we'll do a multi-day overnighter and we'll bring a couple of 24-hour packs, or we'll try and do a multi-day overnighter with just one 24-hour pack, see if we can stretch it. Those bloody geese. Let me know what you guys think of that, and let me know if you want to see any other sorts of shelters, but not just bushcraft style shelters, maybe with a tarp, hammock set up, different bivvy bags. You guys let me know. Comment section's yours, folks. Drop some comments and let me know. I appreciate you watching this. I'm going to start to, excuse me. What I'm going to do is start packing up the shelter. The fire is pretty much burning out. I'm just burning out the remaining sticks and twigs. But while that's burning out, I'm going to start packing up the sleeping bag, the mattress, sleeping pad, sorry, bivvy bag, clean up the rations. I've only got a few rations left. In fact, I've got no food left except the peanuts. So that's been pretty good actually. I'm quite happy with that. And I've got the 2 flavoured drinks, which I'm going to keep and maybe use another time, or potentially on the hike back. I've still got a 2-mile hike back to the Defender. So that's the car, by the way. Yeah, been a wicked one. Pack it all up, and we'll get on our way soon. Well, I'm going to call it a day. It's 10:34. I've got the 2-mile hike, and that should take me up to 24 hours. I think it was about 11 something, maybe 11:30 or 11 something yesterday that I started the trip. This has been a good one, not gonna lie folks, it's been a good one. Really enjoying these little overnights with the rations. Like I say, throw in those suggestions. The shelter, which is just behind the camera at the moment, I'm actually going to leave up. In the previous video I dismantled the shelter, but I'd like to come back to this spot, and where I put a lot of effort into building it. I know it's only a couple of hours, but I feel I could come back here and maybe do some more films here for you guys, and just, yeah, maybe improve a little bit of a fire pit and things like that. That's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Thanks so much for watching, and stay tuned for the next 24-hour MRE overnight. Cheers folks.